so much for joining me. Today we are here in the beautiful new Regent Street in Christchurch, and we are going to go in and talk with Rowena Watson. She's a jewellery designer and she loves her work. Come on, join me, let's go.
My name is Rowena Watson and I'm a jewellery designer, and I am a business owner, a retail store owner in New Regent Street now. I used to be in the Art Centre for many years, 17 years, and I'm a proud jewellery maker. I love making jewellery.
Okay, so how did you get into this?
Well, I always knew that I wanted to do something like this because I started out trying nursing and all sorts of things, and I travelled around the world, but I started pulling apart antique jewellery, and I had a friend who was one of the people who started the Art Centre market in the early 80s, and I would tag along with them, and I'd have my wee stand with a few pairs of earrings, and sacrilegiously I would break up these fabulous pieces of antique jewellery to advertise in the papers for antique pieces because there was no bead shop. And then I went off on my travels and I made and sold jewellery all around the world. I had a jewellery board, and when I would be hitchhiking in Europe, I would lie the jewellery board down on the side of the road so that people didn't see that we had backpacks and a jewellery board. And then they'd stop and we'd pull it out and put it in the car. And my mum would send me power to Europe.
Oh, beautiful.
And I would make things with it. It was very unknown in those days, in the early 80s. And I sold my jewellery all around Europe. And I worked my passage to Europe on a Norwegian container ship. And it was an amazing journey because all of these sailors, my God, they're very promiscuous, and they had women in every port. But for me, it was amazing because they'd buy jewellery for all the women. It was so exciting.
I wondered where you're going with that.
No, and so they would buy all these pieces, and they'd come and knock, and they'd say, "On a couple of days we're going to such and such," and they didn't really tell me, but some of the others would tell me what was going on. And then we ended up at one point in Jeddah and Dubai. And Jeddah, I couldn't get off the boat because it's so dangerous and for women. But in Dubai, I went into the gold market and I looked at everything, and if I saw anything, the guys all bought it for me. And then, because they were all crazy about me, because I was young and, you know, and at night...
And good at making jewellery.
Yeah, good but they wanted one on board.
A woman on board.
Yeah, they wanted someone on board, so they didn't have to just have one in the ports. And so I would come back in at night and there'd be all these presents outside my room of gold. Oh. Gold and jewellery. Oh, it was amazing.
But you didn't know who had sent what?
Oh, they did tell me.
Okay.
Yes. It became evident what had happened. But so I went to Europe and I travelled around and I sold jewellery on all the walking streets, and I would trade power shell with the Mexican people who had, you know, Mexican style beads and horn and bone and all of that sort of thing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then I would make jewellery from it and mix it with power. And so I really had a great living going on. Yeah.
And then you came back to New Zealand, presumably,
and
you started...
I had 5 pairs of earrings at New Brighton Market.
Oh.
I sold them all. Oh, well, that was exhilarating. And so then I just went for it and just grew and grew and grew. And so then I went to university to study psychotherapy. Well, I was going to be a psychologist. But then I had a dream in the last term of school that I had a bead shop. And I went to Australia on a holiday, and I met all of the right people to open a bead shop, to do it within 24 hours. You know, you talk about things exactly as they're meant to be. Mm-hmm. And I came back home. My mother loaned me some money to get started. Mm-hmm. And I started the business on Colombo Street.
So it's kind of funny that you didn't find the beads found you.
They did. They really did. Yeah. They did. And then the Art Centre headhunted me to come to the Art Centre to open there. And so I went up there and I started, and the business just grew and grew and grew, and we knocked out walls and made it bigger and bigger. And I started to travel to find the stones myself instead of having people give them to me, because anything that you would have in New Zealand everyone would have anyway. So I always wanted to source the materials myself so that I had uniqueness, and I still do that today. And for a time I had my clasps and stuff made overseas, but I don't do that anymore. I do everything in Christchurch so that I keep all the money in Christchurch.
Nice.
But that's the evolution since the earthquakes, that how important it is that I try to help others who help me.
Hey, so what is it you love? Or do you love? Do you like your job? Do you love your job?
I really love my job, yes. I would hate to do anything else. For me, this is a wonderful thing to do, and it has been difficult, but it hasn't dimmed my love for what I do.
Sure.
Because it never stays the same. There's two sides to my business, really, and my life in this business. One of them is my jewellery and creating, and I have a couple of other people of their designs as well that I do. And then I have the bead side, so people can create their own.
Okay.
So basically, the jewellery pays for the service of the beads.
Righto, yeah.
So the beads do not bring in an enormous amount of money. It is the jewellery that enables me to still offer this to people. Yeah.
But that's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's hands-on, and it means that if people are just passing, they can stop and create a little, most people would be tourists up here, I'm guessing. They create a memento and take it away with them as something special.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people still come in and talk about the art centre like that. It's a little more difficult to do that here because of the fact that we don't have the same space downstairs.
Sure.
But people are still doing it. We have in the holidays, parents bring their children.
Yeah.
We do a lot of birthday parties. We do workshops. We facilitate people so they can make their own bits and pieces, and we try to do it so they do it, so that we don't actually take away the learning from it, because it's really important for them to learn how to do it, because it means they can do it at home as well then. So, which is really cool.
It is cool. And so what is it that you love?
I love the stones.
Yeah.
I love the colour, and I love that they come from all over the world, and some of the textures, the jewellery themselves. So some of the things when I make something, I think that really fell together. Really, sometimes I don't have to be massively creative because it already told the story of what it needed to be.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And it's really, and I suppose it is still creative because a lot of people couldn't see that, but I can see it.
So do you think, apart from creativity, what are some of your strengths?
Tenacity.
Yeah.
I would have to say definitely since post-earthquakes. Tenacity. I've got a very good eye for colour and design, and I know what people are going to love. And I can see within the New Zealand marketplace the things that will be good for overseas people as well. So often I will get like the power people to make me specific things because I know what will be good.
Right.
So I don't just buy what they offer. And the other thing that I really love is the pounamu, the Ngāi Tahu pounamu, because that is very precious. And I'm Ngāi Tahu, and so for me it's like having a piece of me in the shop. I'm so proud of it, and my staff are so proud of it. Because of the traceability element of it, you can go take it right back and see the piece of actual stone it comes from.
Really?
Yeah, so you are
Beautiful.
Guaranteed that you're getting something that's not Chinese jade or Canadian jade.
How cool.
I know,
Yeah.
it's very cool.
That is really cool. And so is your heritage important to you?
It is. We were brought up Pākehā, so it has been a big gap in our lives. And particularly now that our mother has gone, for me in particular, I don't feel so intimidated about going and really seeking information. Because it's a gap. When you've got that in your history and you don't know anything about it, that's a huge gap in your life.
Yeah.
And it's important. It's like anything, you want to know your history.
Yeah. Well, I always think if you know where you've come from, it kind of helps you understand, what shapes who you are.
Yes, that's
basically.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so Ro, tell me, in relation to your work, how does who you are affect what you do?
Oh, it's massively. It actually can really hurt me if I'm low in the feeling of you know, like I really love what I do, but if I don't sell lots of my own jewellery that I've made, it can actually impact on you as a person because it's my self-esteem is involved in it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And so one of the things that my staff do when we have a sheet, they write what people say. So even if they haven't bought anything, they write, you know, negative as well as positive comments about what has gone on during the course of the day. So I see what has been said, so at least I have those things. And it's important because I don't have low self-esteem, but it's
But
really...
you're sensitive?
Yes.
Is it more the way that you take it on board?
I feel more impacted by it.
Of course.
Other people's things I don't, that, you know, like on the bead side, if we had some things and we didn't sell it, I don't care to the same degree, but my own jewellery, I do.
Yeah. Well, you start to question question your own, what am I doing?
Yes, that's right.
And if you're making stuff solely because you need to, you know, you want to sell it, which is the goal at the end of the day. It's different, like for me, if I paint, I'm not painting as my sole means of income. I paint because it's a part of my heart and I want to put it out there. So if somebody comes along and says, I really like that, I'd like to buy it, I'm like, oh, okay, well that's the price, and if you want to pay it, awesome.
Yes.
But I'm not, but I know having had things in exhibitions and sneaking up behind people when they don't know that it's me and I've painted it and just going,
yes,
what are they saying about it? And if they say, oh God, what is that, or whatever, I'm like, oh!
Yes.
But if they say, oh, that's really cool, I like it, I'm like, which is stupid. But
no, but I don't know how you separate from that.
Yeah.
Because I believe for me, a part of my passion of who I am as a person, it really is part of what I do. Yeah. And I don't know that I could unwrap it and separate it into two packages, really.
But isn't that about authenticity? That is, you are who you are and that is what you bring to your work, which is beautiful.
Yes, yes.
If I said to you, can you give me 3 words to describe Ro, what would they be? Or Rowena?
Oh gosh, I know you should just spit them out.
No, take as long as you like.
Tenacious is one of them.
Yeah.
I think that there has to be, most people would not have put up with what I've put up with.
Persistence.
Yes, and all of those strong words. Yes.
Tenacious.
Creative.
Yeah.
And honest.
Great.
Yeah. Would be what it is. Not that some people would see the honesty as being a negative, but for me, I have to be who I am. That's why it is really important for me to be truthful about all of the stuff about myself and not to just be. I would love everything to just be amazing, and it
is amazing. You are amazing.
But if you have to earn money from everything, it does. It's different than if you don't. Do you know what I mean? If I had another income that were coming in, that would be different. I think I wouldn't be so affected by it all. Yeah. Really. Yeah.
What drives you?
Not money, and having a good life, and my little dogs. Yeah. And my family, really. So that I have a home. Really, making jewellery is a great passion. I love it. Yeah. So what I like to do is I don't particularly have to be here all the time. For me, that's not. I've done it for a long time, nearly 30 years, so it's a long time. So I am better off in a sunny spot where I'm making things and being with my little dogs or being with my family and friends, and that's what drives me. Yeah.
So spending time and energising yourself so that you can come in with...
Yes. Well, often I'm making things to bring in. Yeah. You know.
So it's an internal driver.
Yeah, I don't really, I like doing it. Yeah. It's
self-satisfaction?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yes, it is. It would be that as well.
Bit? Yes. Yeah. But bigger than that.
Yes, it is bigger than that. I really like what I do. Yeah. It's just, it's very hard to put words to it. I don't know, maybe you can understand. I don't know.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
No.
What would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
Skip the bit from 12 to 30.
You are going to be 18 in that bit, so you have to redo that.
Oh God, I don't know. No. Oh, I don't know what I would say. Do it all again. Yeah, just do it all again. Because I am who I am because of what I've done. Yeah. And really, it's and because of who I am, I understand people very well.
Yeah.
I'm a good people reader.
What am I doing? Read me. Read me, Ro.
No, you're interested in what I'm doing, and what I'm saying.
Yeah. Is your job your joy of being?
Yes, and my dogs.
Yeah.
My job gives me the benefit of being able to be home and be with my dogs, and to be in my own life. I am very involved with helping other people.
Gives you the freedom.
Yes, that's right.
To be able to
Yeah.
follow your heart and passions.
Yes, that's right.
But live in a way that works for you.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Can you finish the sentence for me, please? Work happiness is
coming to work on a sunny day and interacting with people who really want to come and be here, like customers, I mean.
Yeah.
So that would be my work happiness, when the customers come in and they go, I love your work, oh, I really want this. That is fantastic.
Within your work, what are you most grateful for?
That I can still do it. That that my body still does it. That my eyes aren't so bad that I can't do it. That my hands don't have arthritis, so that I can't do it. That I haven't been put out of business by the earthquakes. That's what I'm most grateful for.
Yeah, so you can still do what you want to do.
Yes. Exactly.
Hey, thanks so much for joining me today for the interview with Rowena. I really enjoyed listening to her self-awareness and how she's managed to craft a living for herself out of what she loves. If you enjoyed this video, please pop on over to GinaHaines.com, check out more work happiness interviews, and subscribe. Subscribe to my newsletter so every week into your inbox you get what we're up to. Have a great day, and thanks again for joining us.